What did he say?
Ryan just said that if I'm looking forward to it, man, we could make some good money and we can make the fight happen.
If you came back, do you think that would be the commercially speaking?
Because I know a lot of them see it as like these kids are, all the people that follow him, that 1.4 that they did on pay-per-view buys was mainly from Ryan's side, not really from Tank. And that's all from the YouTubers and the young kids that don't know. It's just your casual fans.
Well, you think
but it's like you guys don't understand. I mean, I think you guys do because you guys work for it. But it's like I'm not gonna be that guy. I'm not gonna be that guy that makes everybody else more money than I make.
What's going on, guys? Welcome to Fresh Smooth Boxing TV, the hottest boxing podcast in Las Vegas, Nevada. Guys, I'm back at it again. This time, me and Smooth. We're here to talk about what I touched on the other day. More about Ryan Garcia, Teofimo Lopez, Tank Davis, all the guys, from as far as from PBC Banner to De La Hoya, Golden Boy Promotions, and what's his name? Top Rank, Bob Arum. Bob Arum. So we're talking about all these three right here. So we got Bob Arum and De La Hoya meeting up. That was real interesting.
It sure was. Well, boxing scene's reporting that Oscar has been he wants to fight. He wants to make Ryan Garcia versus Teofimo Lopez for February 10th, Super Bowl weekend in Las Vegas. How do we feel about that? Ryan Garcia, he has a fight lined up December 2nd versus Oscar Duarte, who is 26-1, 21 knockouts. So he has his hands full with a guy that got some pop, But, I think Ryan Garcia will be able to just beat the guy with activity, speed, just in general, ring IQ. I mean, the kid is good, but I just don't – he fights in spurts, and I don't think he lets his hands go as much as he should. Now, back to Ryan Garcia, though, I was thinking for Oscar to come out and want him to fight a Teofimo Lopez – obviously, he coming off of a knockout loss and, in a fight where, Ryan Garcia did a lot of talking, before this fight. Before the Tank fight, he said he was going to knock Tank out. He knew the blueprint. He knew how to get him out of there. And that's not what we seen. We saw somebody who was damn near a little starstruck up there. You know what I'm saying? He was tight with his punches, and then he was lounging in a lot. Didn't seem like he knew what was going on. And both knockouts. So, and it wasn't really, to me, it wasn't really a competitive fight. I never thought at one point that Tank was in any kind of trouble, right? And now you want to put him up against, a guy who, I mean, I'm not saying Tank. I'm not saying that Ryan Garcia is a bad fighter. He's done his thing. You know what I'm saying? He has a couple names, but he's far removed from the Luke Campbell win. You know what I mean? Besides the Luke Campbell win, that was his biggest win out when he fought him on the zone. But he's 23-1 with a 19 knockout. So we know Ryan Garcia got some pop. But putting him in there against, arguably after his last win, like a guy who's top 5 pound for pound. I mean, how do you see Teofimo? Who, I mean, arguably when he's up against his back is up against the wall. When people think he can't get something done, when people thought they were crazy for fighting Lomachenko, people thought he was going to get smoked against Josh Taylor. I think he was a minus 350 or something. He shows he's a dog. And he has the skills to pay all the bills. So, it almost feels like they're trying to cash out. And how does it look on Teofimo fighting a Ryan Garcia? Obviously Teofimo doesn't care. At this point, he's just trying to make as much money as he can. I don't think he's out there trying to prove anything to anybody anymore. But how you feel about it?
I just feel that Ryan Garcia. Well, he has a fight December 2nd, and I'm gonna give it a full breakdown. December 2nd, he has to fight, and what he should do with training with Derek James is work on those new skills that he just learned. Put him to the test. Try to go the distance. But then again, that's like a stab in the back, because if he goes the distance, they're going to say he's not looking good. He should have got him out of there. But he needs to work on what he did in the gym in the actual ring, because he doesn't need to be reverting back to old habits, because look where the old habits got him. 7-round KO, you know what I mean? So, I mean, he needs to work on the skills that he's worked with Derrick James. And then I think it's too soon for Teofimo, because Teofimo's on another level. Like I said in the last video, guys, who would you rather see? Ryan Garcia and Theo, or Teofimo and Tank Davis? We all know what fight makes more sense is going to be what's way more competitive. And, like you said, we're not saying Ryan Garcia is a bad fighter, but he's not there yet. He needs to take like 2-3 fights before he's there. He has to prove himself. You got to prove himself. Yeah. We're not in Hollywood. This is real life boxing.
For sure. But to piggyback off of that, I don't mean to get caught off on that. So, guys, you see what they're trying to do. That's Golden Boy and De La Hoya and Bob Arum and Top Rank. They're trying to lock in that date with Garcia, because they know he's a big name, and they'll do over 1 million pay-per-view buys with him and anybody. Anything big, he's going to go over 1 million. Now, with Al Heyman, that's what I was saying. But wait, before you hold that thought real quick about Al Heyman. To say Ryan Garcia, having such a lackluster performance against Tank Davis, if he doesn't look good in his next fight, obviously he has to win.
But that's what I said. That's the stab in the back. They're going to say if he doesn't get it, because he should work on, just boxing, working on the new things Derrick James taught him. You know what I mean, in the ring. But if he doesn't get him out of there, they're going to say
Derrick James taught him yet, because he hasn't really showed anything yet.
Regardless, they're still working on new skills. They're working on new things like defense, for sure. I'm sure.
Yeah. What I was trying to say is what makes you so sure that it's going to be a for sure sell? You know what I'm saying? We're talking about
Garcia. He got a big following.
I know Ryan Garcia has a big following, but bro, people. And nobody's just picking up or buying a pay-per-view just to buy a pay-per-view off of somebody who's getting knocked out and not looking good in fights. You're not going to sell that ticket.
He had one bad event. I mean,
if I'm going to buy a ticket, I want to see a good fight. That's what I'm trying to say. I don't think like that. The fight's already not, to me, in my eyes, it's not really a competitive fight at this point. Because we haven't seen what Ryan Garcia got in the tank. But no pun intended. But
we've seen what he got. He liked to quit on the knee.
Come on, man. Give him something, bro. Come on.
No, I'm saying if you being honest here, like I say, he didn't go out on his shield. Like he could have got up from that. He could have got up from that knockdown. I don't care what nobody
say that, but then again, it's like.
And I get it. It's a liver shot or a rib shot. So what? Listen, when you win a war and you talk the shit that he talked about, I'm gonna knock Tank out and stick around. I'm gonna do this.
Well, either way, like who's to say that?
So your mic.
That's actually gonna be like something that people are gonna fly into Vegas and buy a ticket to go see, bro. That's a big ask on someone who
are gonna be buying tickets. Flying into Vegas to buy a ticket to what you gonna sell out T-Mobile Arena on a Ryan Garcia, bro. I'm not a fool. You're not gonna fool me. Like already the fight don't even look competitive on paper. So Oscar, to me, Oscar is just like throwing it. He's a promoter. He's doing what he's supposed to do. Promote his fighters, but it's like, bro. I don't know, bro. That sounds a little crazy to me. How popular is Ryan Garcia to be able to sell them tickets like that?
Listen to this. It's Super Bowl weekend. People are going to be in town. They're going to want to have fun. So that's going to be, let's go to the fight. Fuck it. You know what I mean?
That's true.
So, I'm not saying they're going to do 1 million buys, but they'll get up there with Canelo 700,000-800,000. You feel me? It's a big fight.
No, but that's crazy. That's not about to happen. Not on a fight that's not competitive on paper. People that's not on pay-per-view. People are not doing that. That's crazy.
Oh, you mean pay-per-view? Okay. So we're just talking about straight pay-per-view numbers?
We're talking about, like, just in general, all numbers, gate numbers. Like, we can't even imagine it. Like, even if Ryan Garcia gets this guy, I guess, unanimous decision to sell a Tank versus Teofimo pay-per-view, I don't know, bro. That's a large bill.
You saying a Tank and Teofimo pay-per-view will not sell? Are you crazy?
Not a Tank versus Teofimo. You know what I mean? Ryan Garcia versus Teofimo pay-per-view. We already know.
You're right, but that's what I'm saying. He has to look impressive, but in my eyes, I don't think he should be trying to get somebody out of there right away after a knockout loss when he has to work on them skills.
He should get his rounds in.
There you go. There you go.
The kid he's fighting is tough. And on the other hand, I'm thinking about Teofimo and what his end game is, what his plans are, right? Because I believe the WBO made him like the super champion or something like that. They came up with a belt for him, where he doesn't have to defend against mandatories. He could just be a champion for free, whatever the hell.
Well, I feel like don't you feel like they owe him that after not letting him get undisputed at lightweight, and then he should be undisputed at super lightweight or junior welterweight?
These belt agencies, they're doing what they're doing as a business. They don't owe these fighters any to give them no free. If you're a champion at something, you got to defend it. That's what they probably pitched him in order to get him to unretire and pick up the WBO belt. But what Teofimo said was that he unretired because he saw that Devin Haney was probably going to want to fight for that belt against Arnold Barboza.
He didn't want to give it to him.
So, but what I would say is, what is Teofimo's
they got real beef though. They got real beef.
yeah, that goes back. But what I'm saying is, what is Teofimo's new plan, right? Because I don't think he's planning on unifying the 140 division. We already spoke about this. I don't see that happening, and the reason I don't see it happening is because first, it's some tough fighters in the 140 division right now, and I don't think he plans on going undisputed again. I think he just wants to get the Devin Haney fight if Devin Haney beats Prograis. I'm not sure how many fights he has left on his Bob Arum, top rank contract or whatever. But I think right now he's selling out, bro. He's just trying to get the biggest fights he can. He wants a Devin Haney. He's not shy. He'll fight Tank Devin Haney, but I don't think he's trying to go for all the bells or do this whole thing all over again to prove to the world that he's the best. I think in his heart he feels he's already done that. Now it's about what legacy he can build off on the names of a Tank Davis, a Devin Haney. He's gonna have to take whatever they offer him at any point.
I really wish that little hump in the road never happened with Kambosos, because man, that Devin Haney fight would have happened at 135. And I talked about how these guys at 135, all the big fights at 135 we wanted to see never happened because these guys outgrew the weight class. Only people down there now is Tank and Shakur.
True.
I mean, am I wrong?
The one thing I would say about the Kambosos thing, I feel like people that was like one of the things I was upset with him about. I feel like he's so much better than Kambosos. He should have went back and got that back from him. But the fact that, but at this point, honestly, I don't even think people remember it.
Bro, I don't think he can make the weight. Did you not realize he never even went back to that weight again? He went to 140.
I know he can't make the weight, but he can still, if he wanted to, he'll offer him a fight. But I just don't feel like he even, like, I honestly don't think that people care, to be honest with you. Not after the Josh Taylor performance.
No, you're right.
People don't even care. They're like, man, Teofimo is way better than him. He had an off night.
If he beat Josh Taylor, he'll kill Kambosos right now.
Right, and Josh Taylor is way more difficult. But Teofimo had he had a whatever chest issue was going on. He almost died in there that night. Where the doctor was surprised he was able to making it through those rounds, because supposedly he shouldn't have even been able to breathe. So yeah, man. I mean, I don't know how excited I am about that fight. I mean, obviously we'll watch it, but we got to see first.
Did you hear what
happens December 2nd with Ryan Garcia and Oscar Duarte? He got his hands full.
That's going to be a big fight. But listen, besides that, did you see the card that Al Heyman and PBC and like what De La Hoya's trying to do? He's trying to put like Shakur versus Williams Zepeda, Jaime Munguia versus Berlanga, like that.
That sounds good. That sounds amazing. I hope he can do it. That's a whole lot of money to be. I mean, look, at the end of the day, and this is a whole different video, but Oscar. People talk about Oscar so much, good and bad, mainly bad. But you can't deny that so many years in the game, he signed, still has a lot of top talent on Golden Boy Promotions. He signed Ryan Garcia. He has William Cepeda, right? He got what's the young Kid Austin right on there that's doing this thing. But he has a lot of good fighters besides those. You gotta give him his flowers. At the end of the day, he's good for boxing. As much as he, people fault on his character, he's out here, he's doing what he's supposed to do. He's keeping his fighters' names out there. He's not afraid to make big fights happen. And except when it comes to Shakur. He said he's saying he'll take Zepeda and Shakur, but like a couple of interviews ago, he was like, I don't want to fight Shakur yet. You know, I'm not ready. But whatever. I just want to say, man, Oscar, you know, shoot, man, you gotta give him his flowers, bro. As much as it is what it is, you know what I'm saying? You gotta give him his props.
I definitely appreciate what he's doing for the sport of boxing. You know, like as far as trying to make big fights and not shying back, meeting with other promoters to try to put the big plays together. But I mean, we'll see what happens. Right now,
he survived.
Ryan Garcia got to get through this upcoming fight December 2nd.
Man, if you made it this far in the video, hit that subscribe button, man. Appreciate the like button as well. Appreciate the support. Let's just move out, man.
Let's just move out.
Peace.